Hey everybody, it's Tim. You're here at Stock Picks by Tim, and in this video I'm going to go over a couple of stocks, and I'm also going to look at what the overall market's doing, and we'll also glance at Bitcoin. Now if you don't mind hitting the like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, definitely helps me out, I appreciate it greatly. And don't forget to check out the links below for some free crypto and stocks. So first off, checking out old TradingView, you'll see that we've got a relatively mixed day, mostly green, somewhat flat. Tesla is one of the bigger movers in terms of larger caps. In this video, I'm actually going to give you guys two smaller caps to buy, and I'm going to mention a large cap as well, but you can't see it on this list. Before we get into the first stock, I did want to show you Bitcoin really quick, and I see a resistance here of about 30,600. Once we break out from that, we are going to be moving. Now, lately, we have just been in this kind of sideways action. You'll see this has been going on since about the middle of May. Every time we get close to breaking 30,600, we kind of just chop around there, fall down, usually come down and test about 29,000, the high 28s, and then pop back up. Be aware that if we do break the downside, if we do break 28,600 roughly, we may push further down. And when I look at this personally, I see a VCP or volatility contraction pattern. And typically these will happen before a huge move gets made, and this can be in either direction, honestly. But you can see the bears and the bulls are struggling to take control, and at some point one will reign victorious and one will pick the direction. So keep an eye on either of these zones, the 30,600 or the 28,000, roughly 600, 700. But I do think Bitcoin is set to make a move. I'm just unsure of which direction. Now let's get into the first stock on this list here, and it's going to be PayPal, PYPL. And you'll see here behind me that PayPal did break its downtrend finally. On the 12th of May, PayPal did bottom out, just like most stocks. We'll see if it comes back down there. I personally don't think that'll be the case. And if you look at it since then, it has been consistently creating higher lows on a slow and steady uptrend. I'm definitely extremely bullish on PayPal at this current price, and I personally think the bottom was priced in on this one, but we'll see if time proves me right or wrong. And one thing I wanted to add regarding PayPal is their Venmo deal with Amazon coming up at the end of the year. And while yes, as the CEO has said himself, they don't expect a huge revenue increase from this, they do expect more TPV or total payment volume. Which I do think this is important for a stock like PayPal, for a company like PayPal, because this is going to continue to keep their PayPal app and their Venmo app as relevant as possible and continue to give them as much market share as time moves on. And just like this article says, since Amazon hasn't worked with any other payment provider before, this deal with PayPal is somewhat of a stamp of approval. I'm definitely very bullish on PayPal, and it is one of my higher conviction longer term large caps. But let me know what you think about PayPal, and what's your favorite highest conviction large cap? Let me know in the comments below. And next up, let's go over Astra, ASTR. And I will leave you guys this link below. It basically goes into when their next launch is, goes into some other details, but basically their next launch is whenever they are approved. They're just waiting for approval, they're ready, it's up to regulators. And also, we've got another article that actually just came out a couple days ago, and it goes into the space economy, and it actually talks about a space 2050 report. Very interesting stuff. Definitely recommend you read it. And you'll see with Astra, same thing. The 12th of May, we had that capitulation day, that just max fear, max selling day. It hit as low as $2. Came back up towards about $2.80. Now we're cooling back down, sitting at about $2.30. I personally see it now as a great time to add. And I'm currently with this one, I'm unsure if we will see this 12th of May price. It's definitely possible something like Astra does come to new lows, especially if coming up towards the next earnings, we don't have any launches yet. We are still waiting for our launches, but the longer it takes, the less launches we can have this quarter. But I do like Astra for the long term, and I think something like Astra, you're going to have to be patient with. You're not going to get into something like this and expect it to double your money up, triple your money up over 6 months. I personally don't see that to be the case. Anything's possible. A lot of stocks I talk about on this channel, especially something like Astra, you got to give it some time. These are stocks that you have to have somewhat of a long-term outlook on. I don't think short-term they're going to make much money. They're obviously still in downtrends. My assumption would be that no, these will likely continue down, possibly create new lows. However, I have conviction in these long term, and I will be a continued buyer for something like Astra. Now next up, I want to get into BNGO, Bionanogenomics, and first off, I want to show you a different stock just to give you some context with what's going on. And I want to show you guys PacB or Pacific Biosciences. A lot of people like to compare this one to BNGO, and when this was like a $30 stock, people were comparing it to Bingo, saying, hey, Bingo can be a $30 stock one day. And I mainly wanted to show you this just to show you that, it isn't just Bingo that has fallen from about $16 all the way down to $1. Within this last year, PacB was actually a $35 stock, and it has since fallen down all the way to $5. So just know that with something like Bingo that has dropped considerably, from around $15, $16 all the way down to about $1.50, $2, Just know that that isn't just a specific BNGO issue, it's an issue across the board. All genomic stocks are like this. They have all dropped like a rock. I mainly wanted to show you guys this just to tell you that, you know, BNGO, this isn't a local issue to Bingo. This is an issue for all the genomic stocks across the board. Now we do have a recent conference here, and this was actually Tuesday, May the 24th. I'll leave you a link below. I might even cut it up and cover this one. But it was the 2022 H.C. Wainwright Global Investment Conference. And you'll notice with BNGO, towards the end of last month, we were kind of on a nice little uptrend. Once we broke out of that, we have been continuing down up until the 12th of May. Seemed to find a bottom on the 12th of May, just like many other stocks. It has had a nice run all the way up to about $2 and has been starting to cool off since. I personally think in its current zone, it is great to add to. And with something like BNGO, it is so dang volatile. It is so all over the place. It's definitely not a bad idea to keep some cash on the side for something like this and just kind of dollar cost average and just be slow and methodical with this. Being that it's in such an early space, being in the genomics sector, stocks like these can get pushed around greatly and also pushed to the upside, as you've seen. You've seen this gone all the way up to $16 at its peak. And I expect we will see this again in the future. It might not be over the next 6 months, it might not be over the next year, but one day, BNGO will be trading at 15 and up, mark my words. But that's it for now, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, peace.